Well, from presidents to senators, governors, and representatives, 9 News has covered a lot of elections from start to finish.
And we cannot wait to share this story with you. This month, we covered a mayoral race unlike any other. Here's 9 News reporter Kevin Torres and photojournalist Michael Driver with this week's fun inside story.
This was by far the most interesting political story I have ever seen. It's an election story beyond all election stories, and it was something I didn't even really know about until photojournalist Michael Driver here, who we worked together on a lot of stories, sent me a text message saying, we need to do this story.
It started out as a simple Google search where I just Googled unique elections in Colorado, and one of the first things that popped up was something that said to the extent of candidates were running for mayor over the current mayor, which was Walter the three-legged cat.
He's missing a leg and some teeth.
And when you have a three-legged cat who is actually the current mayor, and you see that there are 11 other candidates that are all animals, you know that this is going to be a very, very interesting story. And some of those candidates were all kind of interesting animals.
Well, yeah, because you had a variety. You had a donkey.
Hey, I am not a snack.
You had a wolf.
Don't pee, it's okay.
You had a hedgehog.
Hello there, girl.
You had, what, 4 or 5 dogs?
The longest ears of any candidate we have.
And another cat.
I know. It's just a rough life when you have to be a diva.
And the thing was, everyone that was the owner of these animals, they were a character in themselves. So, I mean, the story was so great because them speaking for the candidates, the animals, was just so entertaining. They had so many great things and just funny things that made this story so memorable.
And he drools more than any candidate we have.
He's a dog. He's sniffing out the competition here.
Our cat's not loyal.
He just sits around, licks himself all day, you know?
It's not Monica Lewinsky.
And the thing is that this wasn't just a completely quirky story. There was something behind this story, and it actually spoke in terms of advocacy. What they were doing here, the Teller County Regional Animal Shelter, was trying to raise money in order to help poor animals in that community. The Teller County Regional Animal Shelter is an animal shelter, the only no-kill shelter in Teller County. And what was interesting about this is that they rely so heavily on these funds. And we're talking about the last election they had, they raised $8,000. But after our story aired on 9 News, they received $12,100 in terms of donations, and they say that a lot of it had to do with a lot of the viewers who were watching and really spoke volumes and donated their money and their time to this effort.
And I think it shows too, we do so many stories so often with small town communities, and it just shows that how close these communities come when something like this happens. I mean, they raise so much money, and the community comes together. Even though it's kind of a funny, quirky thing, they still make it happen. They raise money for it because they know it's a great cause.
And if you have a good story idea for us, please email us, kevin.torres@9news.com or michael.driver@9news.com.
If you have not seen that story in entirety, you need to go to our website and watch it. It's just
it's a lot of fun.
Great story.
By the way, in the election, Pa Kettle, the bloodhound, beat out the other candidates to become Divide's newest mayor.